There is something that the bad guys did use, and it was this singular car. But have you ever wondered what exactly happened to the car after it was used? No one really knows the story. No one knows why it exists. But something tells me this car was hiding something else you don't usually expect. Let's deep dive down into the iconic muscle car that the bad guys actually drove in the animated series The Bad Guys. The car portrayed in The Bad Guys was nicknamed the Thunder Chief, or likely, this was likely false because this car was actually named fictionally, although some people might have thoroughly jested that the car was likely made out of some kind of car in real life. In fact, the only car that matches this particular vehicle is a black 1970 Plymouth Barracuda, specifically from the early 1970s. Why? Because this car obviously looks like a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda because the front grille, the headlights, the taillights, including its muscular design, make it obvious the car itself was actually portrayed by a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda. But let me tell you something else. This car was actually featured with tons of different tuning items that you guys obviously missed on screen. This car was heavily modified. Yes, it was modified with a wide body kit to make it look more aggressive, more cooler. It was also outfitted with wide Formula 1 race car tires and Goodyear racing wheels and tires. The car itself has an unnamed engine which was never mentioned at all. In fact, from what I believe, 1970s muscle cars in the early days usually have 425 or 426 Hemis. But this car, I think it might obviously feel like it was using a 425 Hemi V8, which could likely protrude that the car might have 400 horsepower because some people might suggest that the car was based on a 1970 Dodge Challenger. And here's another detail that nobody even gets right. Although the car appears to be animated, the one singular detail that DreamWorks Studios actually missed was the roof. The car in the animated movie had a sunlight glass roof. This is actually false because muscle cars of the 1970s did not even came with a glass roof top unless it was likely based on for luxury cars. So, did DreamWorks make the mistake of adding a sunroof with glass on top of the car? Well, they did. Although the car was portrayed by a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda, some people might suggest that it was based on other different muscle cars, such as a 1971 Dodge Challenger, a Dodge Charger, or likely a Dodge Charger SRT 8, or likely a Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. This could imply that the rooftop window must have came from 2015 or 2017 Dodge Challengers of this era. Another strange detail is what exactly happened to the car in both films. Well, it's actually explained that the car was destroyed twice. In the ending, while saving Snake in the previous movie, the second one thoroughly explains that a beat up junker car likely fell right on top of Mr. Wolf's own car and destroys the vehicle upon its use while trying to get it back. So this could thoroughly imply that both films explain that the car was destroyed. There's also a little secret that the Bad Guys sequel movie actually explained. It's actually revealed that this car was stolen. Yes, I'm telling you this as a real life thing. Mr. Wolf and the other gang members had stolen this car. In fact, what happens after They stole the car? Well, they drove it and took it as their own vehicle. This might totally explain that the origins of the car was during an Egyptian heist, which ironically, the second movie also explains that the car was destroyed. Another infamy about this car is that the car was actually featured with a wide body kit, a front bumper splitter, and very wide skirts on both sides. The car also has side pipes, meaning that this car was mixed with lots of different vehicles. One, the body was based from a 1970 Plymouth Barracuda. Two, the hood scoops on the front might imply that it was stripped from a 1968 Plymouth Barracuda, or likely a 1969 model of the car. The roof scoop may come from a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, judging by how it was possible. A next big thing is that this car was based on Ken Block's infamous Unicorn Ford Mustang, which is a popular muscle car, which is likely the inspiration based on Ken Block's real-life vehicle. Another suggestion is the side pipes may depict it from a 1965 Ford Shelby 427 Roadster, which is a popular car in the 1960s until 1966 was the year the Shelby Cobra Roadster was used for Le Mans. So that's explaining the whole car itself. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Make sure you guys comment down below, like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys real soon.